And we're back for another episode. In this episode we're going to be doing the level 40 White Mage quest. I am here in South Shroud next to Camp Tranquil on a very dark and thundery day, as you can see. You know, the weather effects in this game are really awesome. And yeah, so I need to talk to Ryo Osina, because that's where you come when you're doing the White Mage quest after you have unlocked it at level 30. And the gear I'm using still is the Battle Mage set from Brayflox, and at level 39 I picked up the Grand Company weapon because it's pretty much the best weapon you can get at level 39-40 range, even better than crafted weapons. So yeah, so let me talk now to Raya. So Raya Osina would ask a favour of you. The quest is called "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" and it will earn me the ability Divine Seal, which says increases spell-based HP restoration by 30% for 15 seconds. Okay, so I accept. So Mithrie, I owe you an apology. When last we spoke, I promised that I would find a way to convince my brother to accept you, but I fear he intently refuses to heed my words. Why, the more I try to reason with him, the more he shuts his ears to me. All pride and no common sense, that one. I can scarce believe we are kin. So intent is he to prove that you are unneeded, that he dashed out into the forest all alone, boasting he would placate every last element and save the forest all by himself. Needless to say, such a task is far beyond his powers. There is a part of me that would like nothing more than to see the foolish boy learn his lesson, and yet, as his sister, I fear for him. Would you go look after him, Mithrie? Sincere or no, he is in many ways still a child, and the forest grows ever more unsafe these days. I thought to go myself, but if you were to save my brother from his own recklessness, perhaps he might finally see how fortuitous he has been. When last I spoke with him, he announced his intentions to begin his efforts in the Bramble Patch. With any luck, you may still find him there. Now please go in haste before some ill fate befalls him. Okay, so we need to go to the Bramble Patch, which is in East Shroud, right here. So the quickest way is to go straight to Hawthorne Hut. So let's go. So thankfully teleportation is not so bad anymore because we have this reduced rates active all the time in the free company, which reduces the fee for teleporting. So after I get this class quest finished at level 40, the only class I've got left to get to 40 is Arcanist, and then I will get them all to 45 and then all to 50. So I'm getting there. I'm heading towards the last hurdle now in order to finish all 20 classes in the game to 50. Okay, here's Ryo Osina. So before I go here, because obviously this is a battle, I'm gonna just prepare myself. So protect, cleric stance. Okay, I'm gonna summon my Chocobo as well, just for the sake of it. Might as well, why not? Okay, so let's talk now to Arusina. So, if it isn't my sister's favourite adventurer, to come to show me up, have you? Well, you can march right back and tell sister that I am doing just fine. I am only resting. Even if I were her and unable to placate this tree, what could a run-of-the-mill adventurer like you do about it? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put arrow on all 4 of them as a start, and then I'll start attacking them individually. I'm gonna fluid one of them away, take slightly less damage. I'm gonna regen myself and then use cure, get myself back to full health. And remember as well that eventually you get a free cure too, so you might as well use it. So again, I'm going to use arrow, renew it on both targets, actually on all 3 targets. It's always important to keep an eye on your health in these fights, make sure it stays as full as possible. Try and keep regen up on yourself as well, because it does help. And also use Shroud of Saints, so that you never risk running out of mana. Okay, let's click on the destination now. So in these sort of situations, it's important not to panic. Just take your time and keep yourself alive. Keep your eye on everything going on. And Cleric Stance does help a lot as well, because Cleric Stance converts your mind into intelligence, which makes your damaging attacks do more. So Arun Sina says, beginner's luck. If you think healing a sapling or two is going to convince me that you are a worthy inheritor to the teachings of Master Atoa, Arun, you yourself do not believe those words. Sister, what are you doing here? Seeing to my pig-headed brother's safety, what do you think I am doing here? For better or worse, it would appear you suffer only from bruises to your leg and your pride. Arun, for all your obstinacy, or whatever that means, I know that deep down you are no fool. No, you are wise beyond your years. You realize as well, I die a fate that will befall Gridania if we do not quell the Great One's fury and restore peace to the wood. The adventurer is not Pajali, this is true, but what of it? Would you blindly trumpet tradition as the very forest turns against us and brings ruin to our home? We have a great calling to answer, you know this. I do, sister. Oh, my dear Arun, what are sisters for if not to forgive their little brothers' fits of folly? Now, Mithrie, I believe the most important task of all still awaits us. Let us return to Camp Tranquil. Okay, so let's go back to Camp Tranquil. Just really dismiss my chocobo. Okay, here we are. So, Mithrie, thank you. I knew it was only a matter of time before Arun came around to reason, and yet his hesitance to accept you was not entirely unfounded. When we first met, I promised that one day we would share with you the tale how White Mage came to be regarded as a forbidden art. Well, I suppose this is as good a day as any for the telling. Okay, so the tale begins some 3 millennia ago in the 5th Astral Era. It was the time of the endless frost, when a barren wasteland of snow and rime stretched as far as the eye could see. Food was scarce and warmth scarcer. The histories hold many a grim tale of those who died in their beds, starving and benumbed. So did our ancestors discover magic, and born out of the most fundamental instinct, survival. In time, the winter thawed and magic was no longer essential for survival. But once awakened to its conveniences, there was no returning to how things once were. Ere long, the people discovered all the myriad ways in which magic could be employed, and civilization flourished. But prosperity breeds contempt, and nations warred for power and riches. So did the people seek greater and greater power to rain destruction down upon their enemies. So was born black magic, the most devastating form of sorcery the world had seen. At the same time, another form of magic emerged, brought forth by those who would keep this immense destructive power in check. That is white magic, our magic. Does this surprise you? Just as there can be no dawn without the night, the white and black are but two sides of the same coin. War raged on, and magic was used and abused with little concern for the consequences, and consequences that were unchecked. Use of magic soon dried the flow of aether, threatening to bring blight to the land. The magic of healing, it made little difference. If used with no concern for the aether, our magic could prove as ruinous to the land as the most devastating black magic spell. And so it was that the practicing of white magic was forbidden, with one exception. The Pajal. Our kind were entrusted as sole shepherds of the now forbidden art, to serve as healers and bringers of peace, while ensuring that this great power would never again be misused. Though he is still young, Arun feels this profound sense of responsibility as strongly as any of us, thus his hesitance to accept you. But having seen your abilities and the sincerity of your intentions, you can rest assured his doubts have been dispelled. With the three of us united in place and purpose, and your skills ever growing, the day that we may perform the quieting draws near. To our fortune, the Great One has not yet been entirely consumed by fury, but our time remains short. To commune with the Great One and restore the Twelswood to its former state of harmony, we must truly be one of heart, one of mind. It is to this end that Atoa Khan has guided you to us. Further your mastery of our art, Mithrie. Let us mend the wounds of the wood together. Okay, so I'm going to complete the quest. There you go. So that's it. So now have Divine Seal, which is a let's see, increases spell base HP restoration buff. It's just like a 30% buff to your healing spells for 15 seconds, which you can use every minute. So anyway, thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie.